Hey guys, Super Godzilla Final Wars here again, and I am back once again with another video. Today, I'm going to be going over a certain Lion King character. Now, I know I haven't really, made a whole lot of Lion King content on the channel. I guess I just haven't found the right time to make any Lion King content on the channel. I mean, I guess I made a few Lion King videos. It was mostly due to the Mufasa, the Lion King prequel, which is the live-action prequel to the Lion King. Like, when they first announced it, I was actually kind of excited at first, but now I'm not so sure anymore, because I actually did thought they were going to do the sequel to The Lion King. But instead, they're doing the prequel, which, again, I don't know why they're doing a prequel. I guess they just want to fully explain Mufasa's origin story in a way that the books never truly explained. Because I think in the original Lion King, we never quite got a movie that was mostly focused on Mufasa. And, well, now we're getting a freaking movie that is focusing on Mufasa. But enough about Mufasa, let's go back to Kopa. Yes, Kopa is going to be the main topic of this video. Now, for those who are confused, let me explain. Kopa is a character that appeared in a kid's book called The Lion King in 6 New Adventures. And Kopa is in a few of these books. And he is established as the first son of Nala and Simba. But there is a question, and that is, well, why is Kopa not in The Lion King? And, well, overall my thoughts and opinions on this kinda canon character. Now, when I say kinda canon, I mean that he is not 100% canon to the Lion King timeline. And let me explain. The books were made probably a year or like a few years before The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, took place. And Disney had no idea about these books until they found them and just read them and be like, oh, well, we already had an idea for who Simba's firstborn cub is going to be. And it's not going to be a boy, it's going to be a girl. Well, here's the thing that I think Disney messed up on. And that is with both the presentation of, or the ceremony of the introduction to the cubs. Basically, what I'm saying is, the ceremonies are different. Let's take a look at the ending of The Lion King, for example. At the end of The Lion King, Nala, Simba, and Timon and Pumbaa are seen standing at the edge of Pride Rock, and Rafiki is shown bringing the cub to the edge to present him to the Pride Landers. Right? Now, when you think of The Lion King, too, Simba's Pride, you think it will immediately start off with that. No, this is where Disney made a big mistake. And that big mistake was literally changing the whole scene into just literally going into the middle of the night and having all the animals come to the Pride Rock to see the presentation of the cub. And Simba and Nala are shown bringing the cub to Rafiki instead of Rafiki, well, kind of end up bringing in the cub, or kind of holding the cub himself, and he already, like, freaking has the cub. That is another thing that they changed about the ending in The Lion King, which that doesn't make any sense, right? It doesn't. You'd think that they would immediately take place during that ending scene, but they didn't. They just create a whole new scene in general. And here's another thing. There's a massive difference between both cubs. And let's take a look at Kiara, for example. She is somewhat as a somewhat golden lioness. I say somewhat, not 100%. Because the cub that we see in The Lion King ending is a lot more golden, kind of resembling more Simba, not a mix of both. Kiara, cub Kiara, kind of resembles a bit of both her mother and her father's. That's another thing. The other thing is, well, is their size. I noticed that their size is very different. Because when I watched The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride opening, I noticed that Kiara looked a bit smaller. Or that, and she was extremely confident over everything. Which, that confused me. Because I went back to watch The Lion King ending, and when Rafiki is shown holding the cub, and I did somewhat of a size comparison, and I discovered that the cub from The Lion King ending is slightly bigger than Kiara. No joke. Just go back, watch the ending of The Lion King, and then watch the beginning of The Lion King 2, and you can see a size difference between both cubs. Now, you could say that this was rather a mistake that Disney made. Well, I don't think that. I think that this cub from The Lion King ending is indeed Kopa. Because the cub from The Lion King ending looks around and he's actually kind of confused. He's actually looking around. He's confused. While Kiara, she at first looks confused and then is like confident. She's like trying to smack the air, and she's all smiling, happy, and all that stuff. She does not once act like the same cub from The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. That and their presentations are very different. Now, a lot of fans worship Kopa. They actually adore this character. Almost every video of The Lion King that I go to, Kopa is like the main topic there. And now, these days, whenever I look up Kopa, there's like a buttload of videos and fan art, and it's just like going crazy. This character is deeply loved and respected by the Lion King fans. And I think that's actually really cool and really cute, honestly. Because the reason why it's both cool and cute is because that they truly care about this character. Even if he's not a canon character, they still, in their own ways, make him a canon character for their fanfic stories. Now, Kopa, despite being well worshipped by the fans, there's a problem that this character suffers, and that is, if Kopa is indeed somewhat of a canon character, sorry about that, anyways, if Kopa is indeed a somewhat canon character, then where the hell is he? Why was he not in The Lion King 2? Well, there's actually a big, fat, popular theory. And it all leads to the one and only Zira. Now, why Zira is being mentioned? Well, it's actually pretty simple. There is the fan theory that Zira flat out attacked Kopa and killed him. To somewhat make Simba suffer. That, and there's another theory that says that Zira attacked Kopa because she was tired of her daughter Vitani hanging out with him. Yes, there is a theory that suggests that Kopa and Vitani knew each other, and that they actually kind of had feelings towards each other. And Zira's not going to tolerate that. She was not going to have her daughter falling in love with the prince that killed her beloved, Scar. So Zira, being the evil and selfish lioness that she was, did the unthinkable and killed a cub. She flat out, without giving a damn, killed a cub. She basically did what Scar couldn't do, and that was killing a cub. This actually could explain why Kopa does not appear in the Lion King movie, in the Lion King 2 Simba's Pride movie. This would actually make sense. Plus, if we really think about it, folks, let's take a good long look at the Lion King 2 Simba's Pride. Now, throughout the movie, Simba oddly is being very, very overprotective of Kiara, and it's unknown. We don't get any explanation of why is Simba being so protective of Kiara. Now, you could say that Simba is trying to avoid Kiara from getting hurt, or ending up in a similar situation that he was in when he was her age. Well, that's actually not the case, because the way that Simba is talking to her, he's actually showing general concern and worriness towards his daughter. And especially when he kind of saves her from Zira. Right? Instead of kind of scolding her the same way that his father did, he does so in a very different way and shows, instead of pure anger, he just shows flat out concern. And especially when Kiara is a full-grown lioness. Because when she goes out to do like her first hunt, Simba sends Timon and Pumbaa to keep an eye on her, despite keeping a promise to let her do this on her own. And that's like, to me, that's not like out of character for Simba to do. And at first, I was just like, why is he acting so overprotective of Kiara? Right? Something must have happened to Simba that caused him to act like this, because after Kovu saves her and when Simba confronts Kovu, he flat out says the line, "It's a good thing I did. I almost lost you. No more hunts for you, not ever." Despite literally being the first time that Kiara went out to hunt. And why would Simba act like this? It's because he is trying to prevent Kiara from meeting the same fate that her brother met.